Tonight, on the final day of 2025, we need to talk about a deception that's reshaping America. It's a story of numbers that don't add up, jobs lost, and a secret agenda finally exposed. For months, headlines have screamed about a federal shakeup. But what if it's all part of a calculated plan? The Trump administration claims to be fighting waste and corruption, but the real story is what's being destroyed in the process. It's a classic misdirection. Focus on a scandal, while quietly dismantling the agencies that protect us. The narrative is simple: government is bloated, and only drastic action can fix it. But behind the outrage, entire agencies that safeguard workers, students, and patients are being gutted. Offices investigating discrimination, mine safety, and student loans are being shuttered. Tonight, we'll pull back the curtain, connecting the dots between headline-grabbing fraud and the quiet dismantling of government's most essential functions. This isn't about saving money or rooting out a few bad actors. It's about fundamentally changing who the government serves. And while a few powerful people benefit, it's ordinary Americans who pay the price. By the end, you'll see the true cost of this grand deception. Let's begin. The firings began as soon as Trump returned to the White House. This wasn't a few high-level changes, it was a systematic purge. Elon Musk, now leading the Department of Government Efficiency, unleashed a wave of layoffs that stunned Washington. The Department of Health and Human Services lost 10,000 employees, people who managed healthcare for seniors and low-income families. The Department of Education saw its staff cut by nearly half, crippling everything from student loans to civil rights enforcement. The FAFSA system crashed, leaving millions of families in panic. Smaller agencies were hit even harder. The Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, which fights workplace discrimination, lost 90% of its staff. 51 of its 55 offices closed, effectively erasing the agency. These weren't just DC bureaucrats. 80% of federal workers live in communities across the country. They inspect mines, investigate labor abuses, and process Social Security. When they're fired, those services vanish from your town, not just from Washington. The administration called it efficiency, but courts have already declared many cuts illegal, leaving thousands of families in limbo. The impact is real, and it's nationwide. This is not trimming fat, it's amputating limbs, and the consequences are just beginning. In August 2025, the administration found its perfect villain, Erica McEntarfer, commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Trump accused her of inflating job numbers to help his opponent, calling it a massive scam. The evidence: downward revisions to jobs reports. A normal, transparent process. The BLS always revises numbers as more data comes in, sometimes up, sometimes down. It's how statistics work. But the administration spun these revisions as proof of corruption. Kevin Hassett called the data propaganda, fueling distrust in official numbers. The real goal wasn't accuracy, it was to seize control of the narrative. By firing the BLS chief, the administration sent a message: trust only us. Now, if job numbers look bad, they can blame the deep state. This creates a fog of uncertainty, where only their version of reality counts. Firing the messenger wasn't about fixing data, it was about silencing experts, and it warned every other career official: fall in line, or you're next. The result? A government where facts are negotiable, and the truth is whatever those in power say it is. While the jobs data drama raged, a real scandal exploded in Minnesota. Federal investigators uncovered a billion-dollar fraud scheme involving Feeding Our Future, a non-profit meant to feed needy children. Instead, money was funneled to shell companies for luxury goods. The fraud spread to other programs, like a ghost student scam at Riverland Community College, where fake students stole millions in grants and loans. The scandal implicated non-profits, insiders, and even triggered a massive immigration review. Minnesota's governor faced harsh criticism for failing to stop the fraud. It was a colossal failure of oversight, $1 billion stolen from programs for the vulnerable. The outrage was real, and the headlines relentless. For the administration, it was the perfect justification for their purge. The Minnesota scandal became the administration's rallying cry. They framed mass firings as a common-sense response to corruption. If agencies can't stop billion-dollar scams, why trust them with taxpayer money? Became the mantra. But this logic ignored the fact that federal employees helped uncover the fraud, and implemented new safeguards. Instead, the entire workforce was painted as incompetent. The firings were sold as a necessary surgery, when in reality, they crippled the very agencies that caught the fraud in the first place. The public conversation shifted from the impact of firings to the spectacle of scandal, and the administration accelerated its plans to dismantle oversight everywhere. What happens when you fire thousands of public protectors? The consequences are immediate and deadly. Worker safety agencies like OSHA and MSHA were gutted. Mining fatalities tripled as inspections vanished. The Department of Education's Civil Rights Office lost nearly half its staff, causing a backlog of discrimination cases. Families seeking justice for their children now face endless delays. Healthcare oversight collapsed as Medicare and Medicaid staff were slashed, threatening care for millions. Programs supporting cancer patients and rural healthcare are on the brink. The Office of Child Care, which helps 1 million families afford daycare, is under attack. The National Labor Relations Board, which protects union rights, is crippled. These aren't random cuts. They target the agencies that protect the vulnerable and hold the powerful accountable. The human cost is paid by minors, students, patients, and workers everywhere. The safety net is unraveling before our eyes. In this government overhaul, the winners are clear big corporations and powerful industries. With watchdogs gone, companies face less scrutiny over safety, discrimination, and fair pay. Privatization fills the void. Private loan servicers and healthcare companies step in, often with higher costs and less oversight. A handful of well-connected firms profit, while the rest of us lose. Federal workers lose their jobs, but the ripple effects hit everyone. Workers lose safety protections. Students lose aid and civil rights defense. Seniors lose healthcare oversight. Taxpayers lose too. Future fraud becomes more likely as oversight disappears. The biggest loser? The American public. Protections vanish, and the system tilts toward the powerful. Efficiency is the excuse, but the real result is a rigged game. As 2025 ends, the federal government has been hollowed out. This isn't theoretical. It affects your life now. If you face discrimination, the office that should help may be gone. If your child needs protection at school, the system is overwhelmed. The safety net, workplace, safety, fair, lending, healthcare, is being shredded. The scam of job numbers and the real fraud in Minnesota became the perfect cover for radical cuts. The administration painted government as irredeemable, but never said what would replace it. The answer: nothing, except more power for corporations and fewer rights for everyone else. This is a quiet revolution, carried out with pink slips. What happens next is up to us. We must see this for what it is: a fundamental choice about the country we want. If we don't pay attention, we'll wake up to find the protections we relied on have vanished, and we never even heard them leave. The story isn't over. The consequences will echo into the future.